Jagrative, Zen Masters. True spirituality has to start from where you are. Just like if you're going to go from here to New York, you don't start in North Carolina. You're not going to get anywhere. That's all mental. You have to start from where you are. And you have to have some idea where you're going. Not a perfect idea, but a general idea. A Polestar. Something you're going to follow. You're not there yet, but you have a general idea. That's the essence of true spiritual growth. Where are you starting? Where are you headed? If you've never been to New York, you don't really know what it's like. You can read all you want, you can listen to other people, but until you experience the hustle and bustle of a big city, if you've been a country person, you don't experience it. But you have a direction of north. It's your Polestar. So these two things are essential for true spiritual growth. And people try to skip them. I don't want to be where I am. I'm not doing well. So I'll imagine that I'm filled with love and that everybody's one. And we can kumbaya together. All right? It's not going to happen. It's all mental. Or I will imagine what New York's like when I get there. It'll be beautiful and people are friendly and there's a lot of things to do. And I looked on the web and it was an advertisement, right? So you don't want that. You don't want that because then you get disappointed and you get messed up when you think you're approaching something. So the two things are, where are you now? What's your starting position? And do you have a north? Do you have a general Polestar? It'll adjust as you go, but no full concept, just a general Polestar. That is what it means to grow spiritually. All right, so what about the first? Where am I now? That is probably the hardest part for people. Because what I think is a combination of what I just told you don't want to do. What I think where am I now is I have hopes and dreams. I have concepts and views. I have likes and dislikes. I have preferences. That's who I am. I'm the person that is like this. Well, that's not who you are. And that's the problem. If you think that's who you are, then you're going to define your Polestar as your hopes, your dreams, your concepts, your views, your likes and your dislikes. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. Spirituality is about getting what I like and avoiding what I don't like. Wrong. But that's what you're going to think. Why? Because it works like this. I don't know about you, but when I get what I want, it's nice in here. When you get what you want, there's an upliftment of energy. There's a feeling of love, a feeling of enthusiasm, a feeling of joy. If you don't get what you want, there's a deep sense of disappointment. It's down, it drops down. If you get what you don't want, it's painful. It's scary as heck. It's terrible. It rips it to pieces. You get what you don't want. Somebody treats you the way you want to be treated. Something you thought was going on isn't, and so on. And if you don't get what you don't want, there's a sense of relief. Okay, that's where you're at. I don't care what you want or what you don't want. It's of no interest to me. That's not interest to spirituality. But the fact that that truth table I just built you with those 4 quadrants, that is true for every single one of you, no matter what you want or what you don't want. So it's not the actual thing that's right or wrong or better or worse or good. Or I've done a paradigm shift. I've changed what I want. No, that is not a paradigm shift. That's like fluttering around in the water a little bit more. So what it means is you understand, I'll go very deep. What it means is you are caught in the concepts of like and dislike. Very caught. The only time you're okay is if you get what you like. And if you get what you don't like, you're really not okay. It's way up and way down. Just give me what I like and I'm doing wonderful. Go to your psychiatrist and sit there and say, I'm doing great now. Everything worked. Why? He loves me. She loves me. I got the job I wanted. Oh my God, I got a car, exactly what I wanted. It was unbelievable. Okay, you're doing well. Then you come back next week, how you feeling? Depressed. Why? Well, the car doesn't run. And he said he loved me, but he said it to somebody else too. I found out he was married. Yes or no? That's what's going on. That's what it means to know your starting place. Not what you want or what you don't want, but the power of like and dislike. The power of how you're driven by these concepts and views, preferences, opinions, likes and dislikes. And if you go to a normal psychiatrist, psychology, therapist, whatever, if you go to a life coach, they will talk to you how to get what you want and how to be strong enough to avoid what you don't want, to be assertive, because that's what they know. They know that if you get what you want, you'll be doing better. And if you get what you don't want, you'll be doing worse. So my job is to help you get what you want and help you avoid what you don't want. That is not a spiritual teacher's job. That is not spirituality. That is staying stuck where you are. You're stuck in the duality of like and dislike. You're stuck in the duality of if I get what I want, I'm okay. If I don't, I'm not. What's wrong with that? I can do it in 2 seconds. If you want something, you're not comfortable. If you want something and you don't have it, you are not comfortable. You're thinking. People talk to me, why is that voice in the head talk all the time? It's trying to figure out what you want and how to get it. That's only half of what it does. It's trying to figure out what you don't want and how to avoid it. You put those two together, except for your momentary intellectual thoughts, which are not about you, which are very few. Okay? I'm trying to read a science book. I can't. Why? I'm distracted by he didn't do this and she didn't do that. And what if this happens? See? It's all going on in there all the time, isn't it? What? What I want, how to get it. What I don't want, how to avoid it. That is your starting place. You're caught in that duality of like and dislike. True spirituality is not interested in what you want. It's not like it doesn't care about you. It does care about you. But that's not compassion. Oh, yes, it is. Because you're not going to get anywheres with what you like and dislike. You will momentarily sometimes get what you want, and you will momentarily get what you don't want. And you're going to struggle. The Buddha said the following. What was the first noble truth of Buddha? All of life is suffering. Well, that's pretty negative. What kind of view of life is that? The right one. The truth. You suffer if you don't get what you want. You suffer if you get what you don't want. Momentarily you may get what you want, but it doesn't last. What doesn't last? One of two things doesn't last. Either you don't want it anymore. Don't you dare laugh. She's been married 6 times. I ain't teasing. Either you don't want it anymore. Why? You know what one of the biggest laws are that you're taught in economics? The law of diminishing returns. What does it say? Just because you want it today doesn't mean you don't want it tomorrow. The thing didn't change. Here, what's your favorite food? Cooked by the favorite chef in the most favorite restaurant you ever even had a chance to go to. All right? Here, I'm going to get that for you. Whoa. When? 2 days from now. You are so excited in ecstasy for 2 days. It's like, wow. And I'm not going to trick you. I'm going to take you there, put you there, everything exactly like you want, and feed you that food. How you doing? Awesome. Unbelievable. Blew my mind. Nice experience I had in my life. Okay? That was dinner. You really, really liked it? Okay. How about breakfast? Sure. Yeah. How about lunch? Yeah. How about dinner? Again? Yes or no? Yes or no? Which one of you, I'm going to get very personal now, will actually argue with me if I say the first kiss of the person you've longed to be in their arms for so long that the 1,000th kiss is exactly the same as the first one? Not now, I'm cooking. I have to go to work. Did you brush your teeth? Laugh all you want. There is a law of diminishing returns. Why? Why is there a law of diminishing returns? Now we're going to get down to work. Because you're not okay in there. That's why things make you be okay. Because you're not okay. If you are okay, then things don't make you be okay. They just help you experience your okayness. Be tremendously happy and see a sunrise. Wow, it's beautiful. Be not so happy and see a sunrise. Wow, that's better. So basically you're not okay inside. That's straight. That's your starting position. I don't care who you think you are with all your positive thinking. You are not. I ask people who practice positive thinking. I practice positive thinking. Don't kid yourself, all right? You should. It's better than stupid stuff that goes on in there. But the net result is if you practice positive thinking, why? Why do you practice positive thinking? Because it's negative in there. Well, why are there negative thoughts? We're going to get there before the talk's over. So it's not about saying, I'm not okay. What will make me be okay? Your mind then decides. Your mind's amazing. Your mind is brilliant. Your mind built rocket ships. You, the human mind. You have a human mind, not a possum mind, not an armadillo mind, not an ape mind. Apes didn't build no rocket ships. You have this brilliant, brilliant intellectual mind that's capable of doing My God, you figured out there were atoms and figured out how to split them. You're brilliant. What are you doing with your brilliant mind? I know what you're doing with your brilliant mind. You're saying, why am I not okay? I don't feel love. I don't feel enthused. I don't feel excited. I wake up in the morning. I'm tired. I go to work. Again, oh, Jesus. We do this project? Oh, I don't want to do that project. Right? I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And so what does your mind do? It tries to figure out, why am I not okay? I don't like my job. I don't like my spouse. The kids aren't being reasonable. Enough soccer stuff. My God. I don't want to be a soccer mom or dad. And on and on and on and on. I'm not okay. I see it. Why am I not okay? And you look at it, and I'm telling you, I'll let the cat out of the bag early. When you say, why am I not okay? What your brilliant computer mind does is say, have I ever been okay? Have there ever been moments in my life when I was okay? Yeah, when we went to Hawaii. That was awesome. We went on our honeymoon to Niagara Falls. Wow, that really did. When I got the new dog, he was so cute. Or the kitten before it grew up. And your mind takes the things that it's stored, because it's brilliant, has storage, takes the things that it's stored when you were uplifted, when you were happy. And you know what it says? I'm not okay because that's not happening. I'm not okay because that's not happening. So now, how to be okay? Figure out how to make things like that. Not be the exact same thing. Figure out how to make things like that happen. And that's what it thinks about all the time. And so basically then you go out here into the world and you do this thing called manipulate. What do you mean manipulate? Dress a certain way, talk a certain way, get all kinds of letters after your name, MDRFTVIP thing. Go to Harvard, all right, or UF. You try to get things outside to be a way that you think will get you what you want. You try to get things outside so that things will be the way you want. Try to get people to like you, try to people accept you, try to people applaud when you do things, when you sing, oh, she's so good at karaoke, she's the best, oh my God, you should go to Hollywood and get a job. Ooh, ooh. Okay? You try to manipulate the world. Not a nice word, is it? Manipulate. But it is, isn't it? That's what you're doing, is an attempt to influence the world so that it be the way you think it needs to be for you to be okay. And then there's the opposite. It's always yin-yang. The opposite, which is, I need to make sure it doesn't do what I don't want. Who's he talking to? Why is he talking to her? It's talking an awful long time. Do I need to hire a detective to find out what's really going on? Can I trust? Oh, it's dark. Okay? In other words, the mind is busy saying, that the bottom line, when I talk about starting place, let's get this down. What I have learned, and people seem to be doing very well with it, is the bottom line is I'm not okay. That's your starting place. I'm not okay. Yes, momentarily I'm doing better than I was before, but now I have to worry about how to keep it that way. Go out and dress a certain way, act a certain way, lie about who you are and where you came from, who your father is, and all this thing to impress somebody and get them to like you. They don't like you. They like what you made up. So now what do? Worry about disappointing them. Worry about them finding out who really is this or that. Anybody? And then it's a mess. It's a mess in there. It's a mess in there. That's your starting position. I'm not okay. You could be doing better because you got what you wanted and you're holding on to it and you trust it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, how many people have ever had that fall apart? Don't raise your hand. How many people worry that it might fall apart? I got this beautiful job. I love it. And I'm making a lot of money and everything's the way I want to be. But, they have layoffs. And what if I got laid off? What would I do? There you go. So now even when you have what you want, you worry about losing it. That is the starting position. And I simplify it down to, I'm not okay. That's why I'm doing all this. So basically you come down to, I'm not okay, and you're supposed to make me be okay, and that you means the world, not a person. The world, the dog, the horse, the cat, the job, the boss, the coworker, the car, the traffic. You just sit there and say, I'm not okay, and everything needs to be a certain way for me to be okay. And if it is that way, I worry that someday it won't be. I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. And so you're busy. You're busy. That's what Buddha meant. All of life is suffering. You have to be busy trying to hold it together. All right, so that's the starting point. That's why true spirituality doesn't really care what it is that you want. It's not a value judgment. Oh, I can't believe you want that. That's disgusting. That's terrible. You'll never get that. It's not about that. Not about right or wrong or good or bad. It's about this deep understanding, I'm not okay. And the neurosis of my mind and the difficulties of my life are all about me trying to get what I want that I think will maybe be okay and avoid what I don't want that will make me be worse. Period. It's that simple. And that took 3 sentences. Buddha took 1. All of life is suffering. Once you understand what peace is, what openness is, what beauty is, inner wholeness, that's suffering. That's where compassion comes from. I can't believe I'm so sorry you have to do that. You have to wake up in the morning and worry about what's wrong. You have to go to bed at night and have trouble sleeping. You have to meet somebody and wonder whether they still like you. You have to give a talk and wonder whether you did good. And think about what you did wrong and what you might have said and what somebody may have taken wrong and I shouldn't have said that. Who does that? Come on. And when I said a talk, that meant talking to a friend. It doesn't take much for that mind to get neurotic, does it? That's what worry is. What is worry? What do you worry about? You worry that you won't get what you want, and you worry that you'll get what you don't want. See how easy it is? It's not hard, but you're so busy trying to get what you want and avoid what you don't want that you honestly believe that learning how to attract to yourself what you want is spiritual. It's not spiritual. It's nice for somebody who's depressed and can't get themselves together. I want you to be happy. If that's what you mean by happy, temporarily getting what you want, fine. But don't sell that as spirituality. Spirituality is much, much deeper than that. What is spirituality? Spirituality said, okay, here's my starting position. I'm not okay. I'm proud of you. That's not being negative. That's being honest. But that's where you stop. I'm not okay. Not what do I do about it. Not what do I need. Not how can I help you fix it. No. I'm just, here it is. Not okay. Now, what's the Polestar? Being okay. Being okay. I'm not okay. Maybe there's beyond being okay. I'll find that out when I get there. But let's at least start with the problem. The problem is I'm not okay. The problem is not that I didn't get what I wanted. No. The example I use that I've noticed people get, all right, I'm eating food that's making my stomach hurt. I'm sick. It's making my stomach hurt. But I have a good stock of Pepto-Bismol. And now my stomach hurts and I can't find the Pepto-Bismol. I'm looking all over the place, frantically looking all over the place. I can't find it. A friend walks in and says, what's wrong? What's wrong? My stomach hurts. Why? I can't find the Pepto-Bismol. That is not why your stomach hurts. Your stomach hurts because you ate food that made it hurt. You're trying to use the Pepto-Bismol to compensate for the fact that your stomach hurts. Right? I'm lonely. I don't feel loved. I feel lonely. Why do you feel lonely? Because I don't have somebody special. Pepto-Bismol. In other words, something's wrong, and I'm going to fix it by doing what my mind told me will fix it. Get somebody who dotes all over me and loves me to pieces, and so on. No, that does not solve that. I guarantee you, if they leave, you're lonely again. I guarantee you, at night you'll sleep, you'll have dreams about being lonely. Why? You did not deal with lonely. You did not deal with your stomach ache. Why you got a stomach ache? You dealt with how to compensate, put something over it so I don't have to experience the loneliness. Spirituality is much deeper than that. Doesn't mean, again, Ramas once said, I'll give you a talk if you do me a favor. When you walk out the door, forget everything I said. I just want it to get in there. I don't want you to not have a relationship. I don't want you to not... don't worry. It will evolve. Don't get scared. It will evolve. It will open up naturally. But remember we started? Starting place? A Polestar. Not rules and wrong and right. Just a Polestar. And what do we say so far? I'm not okay. What's the Polestar? Being okay. Naturally okay. How about this? Not being not okay. How do you like that? There is such a thing. There is such a thing as eating so you don't have a stomach ache. You can throw out the Pepto-Bismol. You're free. You're free. You're not free. You have to have things be a certain way for you to be okay. The kid has to behave and get A's, and it has to happen like this, and the wife and the husband have to do certain things. The car has to start when I need to go to work, and there can't be too much traffic, and the light better not change. I'm in a rush. You're not okay. And the fact that things happen to line up right now to where you feel better than you used to, that is not the definition of not being not okay. I've never used that before. Is that better for you? How about if we start from, I am okay? Oh my God. You can't even imagine such a thing. I am okay. Why? There's no reason. Hey, actually, right now, you're depressed. Why are you not okay? I don't know. There's no reason. You're just doing it, right? Can you be okay for no reason? No sunset, no relationship, no money, no that. Just, I'm just okay in here. That is the state of my being, and nothing can take it away. Whoa, there's a Polestar. Is it possible? Yes. That's why you have spiritual teachers. That's why when you study calculus, give me somebody who knows calculus. So we have masters who say what? Yes, it can be like that in there. Do you know that? Yes. Whoa. Okay, I'm listening. All right? How do I get from Florida to New York? How do I get from here, I'm not okay, to I am always okay, unconditionally? It's not based on what's happening out there. It's based on what's happening in here. And what's happening in here is ecstasy, is joy, is love, spontaneously flowing inside that requires nothing to support it and nothing to stimulate it and nothing can take it away. There, I let the cat out of the bag. That is spirituality. The journey and the path is the journey from not okay to an ecstasy at all times. Buddha called it nirvana. Yoga calls it Satchidananda. That's a name for God in Sanskrit. Satchidananda. What does it mean? Eternal conscious ecstasy. I'm going to reach high. Might as well reach high. I don't want you to do anything better. I want you blissed out all the time. Now go out and have fun. It's not that you don't interact with the world. It's an interactive sport, life. You do interact with the world, but you don't interact with the world because you're not okay and you're trying to get things to make you feel better. You interact with the world because you are so filled with love and joy, you have to share it. Whoa, wouldn't that be nice? So basically, the path, the spiritual path, is on a daily basis, step by step. How do I go from not okay to always okay? And it's a journey. What journey? Your life. How about I tell you right now, that's the purpose of your life. The purpose of your life is not to get married. The purpose of your life is not to have children. You can, that's fine. It's not the purpose of life to have money, build a building and have it named after you, or have everybody think you're wonderful. Or no, that's not the purpose of your life. How do I know? Because when you die, it's gone. To you, it's gone. I mean, the building falls down. No, you just don't know anything about it. It's like, you're not here anymore. All right? That's it. So how can that be the meaning of something if it has no meaning? It has no purpose, no lasting. The purpose of your life, we're talking about using every minute of every day of your life to free yourself from yourself. That is what spiritual growth is, period. All the time, that's what it is. So how do you do that? You start by seeing I'm not okay. Then you notice I have a very, 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 very strong tendency to try to do things to make me be okay. Not to fix why I'm not okay, but to bring things in that compensate a vacation, a relationship, finances, a this, a new this, a that. Nothing wrong with any of those things. There's not about renunciation. It's not. Renunciation is no place in spirituality. That's just suppression. And so basically, come down, let's just cut to the chase. It's not about what do I do because I'm not okay. It's about why am I not okay. But that's very slippery slope. Because your mind will immediately say, because I don't have the relationship I want, I don't have the job I want, because I didn't get into the college I want to. It will do that. It will say, that's why I'm not okay. No, you were not okay to start with, and that's why you decided that thing would make you be okay. The reason your mind thought about what will make me be okay, find somebody or get into this school or do that or have a profession like this and I can make a lot of money and people respect me. There. Why are you thinking you need that? Because I'm not okay. So don't you dare say, that's a Pepto-Bismol thing, pay attention. Don't you dare say the reason you're not okay is because you didn't get what you think you need to compensate for the fact that you're not okay. Can you hear that one? Don't you say it again? I'm not okay because I didn't get what I think I need to compensate for the fact that I'm not okay. No, that's not true. There's a reason you're not okay. Deep reason. So your path is finding that reason and doing your work to fix that. It's never about anything outside. Doesn't mean you don't interact with the outside. That's part of your growth. To go through what you need to go through, to experience what you need to experience, to let go what you need to let go of. But inside, you have this starting position that you never let go of, that you understand, I can be okay in here. There's a reason I'm not. And it has nothing to do with the outside. There's something going on inside here that is in disturbance. I need to find out what that is and see what to do about that. What you're going to find out, I start telling you this, is the power, the force, the drive to go outside and compensate for your heartache, for your insecurity, for your lack of self-confidence, all those things, deep inside, it's a very strong drive. It's stronger than alcoholism. It's stronger than drug addiction. To understand that. It's a very, very strong drive. It's very hard to sit in there seeing the disturbance that's in there and not go out there and try to get some relief. Does anybody know that to be true? In fact, the reason they drink alcohol and do drugs is because they're not okay and they can't handle it. It makes it a little bit more tolerable. And you can rationalize it all you want, and I don't care what you do. It's not my place to talk to you about what to do. It's my place to get you centered, to understand the purpose and meaning of every day, every minute of your life, which is, hey, I'm not okay in here. It's not all that much fun in here if he leaves me or this happens, I don't get this. There are lots of things can cause disturbance in here. Why? Because there is disturbance in there. And the drive to momentarily compensate for that is very, very, very strong. But that's why we paint the picture, the understanding, the Polestar, it can be okay in there. It can be okay in there, free of charge. Nothing, you owe nothing to anybody. Not financially, not emotionally. You are a free being. You're free to be okay in there. Every single one of you. Yeah, but I don't care what you did. Somebody's got to tell you that. Someone. Forget karma. Don't ever think about it. It doesn't make any difference what you ever did. If you're willing to let it go, it cannot affect your life or your spiritual growth. Period. Karma comes when you don't let it go. Here, you said something to me that hurt me. At least I thought you said it. I thought that's what you meant. So you said that. It hurt me. I can't live with that. I can't live with that. So what do? Well, I need to talk about it. Why? Because it's hurting me. So therefore I start to tell my friends, she's a terrible person. You should see what she did to me. You should see what she said. Exaggerate a little bit, make it sound a little bit worse out there. And it gets back to her, who, by the way, didn't say anything bad. Gets back to her that I'm saying all these bad things and everybody's got all these bad things about her, right? So now she doesn't like me. Karma. What goes around comes around. You sent that out there from a dirty place inside of you, a painful place inside of you. You spread that pain, didn't you? You spread that pain to your friends. You spread that pain to that person. And I don't care whether she said something or not. You couldn't handle an event on the planet Earth. And because you couldn't handle it, you sent it out negatively, pain, hurt, and it comes back. Comes back. She says bad things about you. Okay? So that you can look at as karma. You sent it out, it comes back. What I said to you is I don't want you limiting yourself by being afraid of karma. It's not a punishment. If you learn through your interactions with life that if somebody says something and it seemed to hurt you, that at a minimum you check it out before you go out there expressing this negativity. Like it'd be shocking that someone would walk up to somebody and sit there and say, you said something the other day, and I'm sure I misunderstood, but I took it, and I want to make sure before I go anywhere with it. Did you mean that? Well, you got to be ready if they say, yes, I did. Okay, thank you. Or if they said, how in the world did you hear that? That's not what I said. Well, wouldn't that be nice? You now learn something. You learn how to deal with something at a deeper level. Karma's gone. If you fail third grade math, right, but then you pass and you're very good at math, don't feel guilty because you failed third grade math. That's ridiculous. Has no meaning, does it? You learned and you got past your problem. You don't build up karma if you're willing to let go and learn from the things that happen. I don't want you being afraid. It's crazy. I want you being open and willing to learn and then understand if you let these things go, they're gone. They don't go with you. They're not there anymore. Like people say, I did this terrible thing. I just stopped and they're all guilty. Oh my God, I did this and I got divorced and it hurt the kids and it was really me and I see it now. Oh my goodness. Oh, it must be terrible to live with. Okay? I ask one question. Simple question. If the same exact situation happened again, would you do the same thing? No. There's no way. I would never do that again. Okay, you're done. You learned what you needed to learn. No guilt, no shame, no blame. Get up, move forward. So this is how you grow. You grow by understanding I'm not okay, and there's this tremendous force. It's instinctual almost. Somebody throws something at your face, you put your hands up. If something's uncomfortable inside, you do something about it. Including lying, cheating, and stealing. Do you understand that? Every single thing that ever happened that was negative was because somebody wasn't okay. It's not about, is it right or wrong what they did? Is it true that we have drives in there that because we're not comfortable in there, we do things to try and make ourselves be comfortable? You do them too. So don't be judging everybody else. They just do different things than you do. So basically, that's our starting position. I'm not okay, and there is a very, very strong tendency to do something to try and make me feel better. If you do that, that's the level you will live your life. You would just keep going around like a hamster in the wheel, in the cage, treading. I'm okay. You just run as fast as you can to try and get away. He's trying to run away from something. From who? Me. Trying to run away from me. And I'm using you to help me. I'm using outside situations as structural support to try and make me feel better. So I'm running away from me. Spirituality is when you wake up and you say, this is not going to work. It just doesn't work. It never has, never will. Check your parents out, check your grandparents out. They're living in bliss and total okayness. So basically, you understand your predicament. And they call that in the new book, Living Untold, they call it the human predicament. The human predicament is I'm not okay, and there's a tremendous impulse to try and manipulate and control everything around me at all times to try and make me feel better about my not okayness. All right, what's the alternative? Let's take a breath and truly ask, why am I not okay? Why is it not okay in here to start with? Is that really what evolution gave me? We evolved to the highest species on the entire planet, and what I get to do is not be okay? Or is that the fall from the garden? The fall from the garden is a very deep thing. Well, of course, it's symbolic, but it's symbolic of something very deep. It's symbolic of what we just talked about. It says you were okay. What does that mean? The garden. You were okay. Just there's flowers and there's plants and there's trees and there's things and there's all this amazing stuff and you're filled with bliss and ecstasy and you were okay. There is such a state as okay. Well, what does it mean to fall from the garden? Well, there was this tree, one tree that you were not supposed to eat the fruit of or touch. What's that tree called? It's called the tree of self-knowledge. So the tree of self-knowledge. I thought knowledge was a good thing, not self-knowledge. What does that mean? I was everything. I was one with everything. I was enjoying the entire flow of the universe. That's me. I'm one with God. I'm one with everything. I'm there. I'm enlightened. That's literally, they're painting the state of Adam and Eve were enlightened. They were fully open. Everything was amazing. But there's this one tree that says what? If I eat of the fruit of this tree, I no longer see myself as a whole. I see myself as individual and separate. Self-knowledge. I know myself as an ego. I know myself as this is my body. No, the universe is your body. Isn't it amazing that they really were talking about the highest state that the great masters merged in? And Christ said, my Father and I are one. That is your natural state. You're one with the universe. You are the universe. Your consciousness is not limited to focusing on this body and the thoughts that you build inside your head. It's universal, it's open, it's complete. It can focus on anything, not just you, but that's self-knowledge. And when you ate of that fruit, you fell from the garden. And what did it say? Now you must work by the sweat of your brow. Can you relate to that? Now in order to be okay, you work by the sweat of your brow. Wow. In other words, that's what you're out there. It drives you out. This Old Testament stuff, man. I don't read the Bible. I told everyone I read the Bible once in 1972 or something when I moved out here. But I remember once for a Passover, we had a big Passover out here. When my daughter was young, we would go through and try to find something interesting to talk about at the Passover Seder. And I ran into this passage from the Old Testament that said, and in order to be sure that man does not re-enter the garden and taste of the tree of eternal life, as he tasted of the tree of self-knowledge, God took a cherubim with a flaming sword and put it at the east gate of the garden so that man would not be able to go back in. Oh my God. In other words, when you try to go back in there, you find pain in there. You find trouble in there, don't you? And you need to get past that cherubim with the flaming sword. Have you ever had your heart burn? Has it ever got burning in there? In other words, God didn't have to create something that you're afraid of to keep you out. God used fear itself. And you're afraid of going in there. You understand that? You run away as fast as you can from that stuff that's in there. You're running away from yourself. What would it mean to not? That is what symbolically is being said. Isn't that unbelievable? The depth of that truth, okay? So basically, to get where you're always okay again, you have to pass through the part of you that's not okay. But you don't. You run away from that part to try and grab things that make you be okay, to compensate for the fact you're not okay, instead of dealing with the fact you're not okay. This is spirituality. This is a paradigm shift. There, when a paradigm shift is a big word they use in spirituality, right? Paradigm shift, you used to run away from yourself, now you're running into yourself. That's a paradigm shift. You ran away from yourself because you couldn't handle what was going on in there. You run into yourself because you want to know what's on the other side of that. There is another side of all that pain and all that fear and all that insecurity and all that everything that the ego does, right? There's another side. What's the other side? Nirvana. Satchidananda. What's really beautiful about that word Satchidananda, if you were to check it out in the scriptures and stuff, they use it for two things. Satchidananda is the name of God, and Satchidananda is the name of your soul. The Atman is called Satchidananda because they're the same thing. And that's where the merger takes place. When you come back to that state where you're totally okay, there's no reason to have to be holding on. Mayor Baba said, when I reached that state, my consciousness was like a drop of water. My individual consciousness, it fell into the ocean. Find it. I want you to find that drop of water when it falls into the ocean. Never again. It merged. That's what yoga means. Merger, union, oneness. So what is the path? How does one do this? What about techniques? People used to tell me, you don't teach techniques. I just taught you the technique. Understand where you're at, understand what it can be like, go do your work. I have taught more now. So the new book, Living Untethered, people are saying, okay, finally, it's real clear how you get out of here. Basically, it's very simple. You're going to have interactions in your life every single moment, every single day. They're going to hit your stuff, aren't they? Somebody's going to say something, somebody's not going to say something, somebody's going to wear something, somebody's not going to wear something. And all kinds of stuff is going to go on, isn't it? And he's going to go like that in there, like a tossed salad. He's going to jump up and be excited. He's going to go down and be scared. Okay? You need to be willing to say, that's my growth. Day to day, moment to moment life is your spiritual growth. Why? Because you can't handle it. It has to match all your concepts and views and opinions. That's why you're not okay. Not because of what he did or she did or this did or the rain did. It's because you built these concepts and views inside your head that said, I'm not okay unless this happens. And I'm sure I'm not okay if that happens. You did this. So you can't handle life. Again, why can't I handle life? Because you said you can't. You know what you said? I can't handle that. You say that all the time. I can't handle that. I can't handle what he did. I can't handle what she said. I cannot handle what they're doing. I can't handle the news. Yes or no? Well, if you say you can't handle it, then that's why you can't handle it, because you said so. Right? And you start catching on. I did this. I built inside my brilliant mind a model of how everything needs to be for me to be okay. And of course it's not that way. Why would it be? The weather is what it is because of meteorology. Why does it have to rain on my birthday? It doesn't know it's your birthday. Well, why does there have to be so much traffic? You don't want to know the answer. You have to study all kinds of things and traffic patterns and roads and problems and cars and lights and patterns. My God, you'd be so busy just finding out that one thing. Why don't I have to run red? I was in a rush. You're not really asking. You're just complaining. Okay? Watch this. Why did he have to do that? It hurt me. Why did he have to do that? You don't want to put aside the time to get that answer. Let's get to the genetics. Let's go down to what mommy did and what daddy did, what the first boyfriend did. And you really want to know why he did it? Why she did it? You can be busy for a long time trying to figure out why the person did what they did. You don't mean why they did it. You mean I don't like it. You mean I can't handle it. Okay? So what spirituality is about? Starting position. You better be able to handle it or you won't be okay. Why? Because it's reality. He did what he did. The weather is what it is. It's hot out. Why is it so hot out? You don't want to know? I'm telling you, you've programmed yourself to not be okay. Spirituality is to work with yourself and realize I made a mess of myself. I can't even handle life. Maybe we're still in the garden, but we decided we're not. Maybe that's what self-knowledge is. Oh, I don't like this kind of animal. I don't like mosquitoes. I don't like this. I don't like that. And I used to have an orchid. I was going to a show with the orchid, and a ladybug took one bite out of it. And so I didn't get to, oh, my God, really? That's how you're going to be, are you? So I can't talk fast enough to get across what I'm trying to say to you. You made a royal mess out of everything by deciding how it needs to be for you to be okay. It is not about getting what you want. That's compensating, and you have to fight and struggle. And it's not about avoiding what you don't want. We'll talk about how you interact with life in a moment. It's not hard once you get your head together. It is about sitting there saying, that happened. That happened. Am I okay with it? No. Okay, then you're not okay. If you say, I am not okay with it, you're not okay. If you say, yeah, it happened. I'm okay. I can handle it. People went through all these terrible things with the hurricane down there. And some people, that ruined their life. I'm not okay. Oh my God, I lost my house. I lost this. I lost that. Right? It's terrible. Of course you feel compassion for that. But somebody stands up and says, let's go. What do you mean, let's go? Well, let's either move or rebuild. It's binary. That's how you be with your mind. You're strict. Complain all you want. It's not going to change it. Oh, it doesn't make you suffer. Somebody else, I'm telling you, they stand up. They're the great ones. You love them. They're heroes. We call them heroes. Come on. Let's go. Let's clean up. But no buts. Either sit there and squalor and suffer because you can't handle what happened, or understand you're not handling it. It's not going to make change. Stand up. You honor those people so much. You respect them. Oh, look how strong they are. They're not strong. They're reasonable. It's not reasonable to not accept reality. Understand we can work with the future. There's two things you can't change. Reality that just happened. You can't change that. It happened. Guess what? You can't change also that which happened in the past. And you have as much trouble, if not more, about your past than you do what happens currently in the present or the future. You wallow in your past. Oh, yeah, I got divorced. It was a terrible, terrible marriage, and I just never been the same since. When did it happen? I don't know, 25 years ago. Well, I don't understand. If it happened 25 years ago, why is it bothering you now? I know this is not human to talk like this, but I don't want to be human. I don't want to be one of those guys who's not okay. I want to be one of the people that's okay. Well, if I'm making myself suffer about something that's not happening, who's doing that? Me? No, he did it. No, he did it 25 years ago. And then he's gone. For 25 years, you made yourself suffer over something that happened 25 years ago that's not happening anymore. Is that rational? It's not rational, and you don't have to do it. This is spirituality. Why? Because I told you, your starting position is you're a mess. And where you want to go is to where you're in ecstasy, you're in joy, you're enjoying every moment of your life, you're expressing the totality of your being with love and inspiration and helping everybody. Oh, that's really nice, big difference. Well, then you look in and say, why am I a mess? I just told you. If you sit there and every single thing that ever bothered you in your life, you store inside of you, what will it be like in there? Bothered. And you do that. Somebody doesn't say something nice to you yesterday, you see them today, you're bothered. Go to your high school reunion. Tell me how you're doing. The same people 20 years ago, you're bothered by them. Or you like them. They're not the same people, nor are you. But you carry it, don't you? Okay? Okay. That's why it's not okay in there. That's literally why it's not okay in there. Because you stored not okayness inside. Skinner says, man is the sum of his learned experiences. You are not. You are the consciousness that's aware that you have stored the sum of your learned experiences. You don't have to hang out with that. You're free. Don't you notice that your mind bothers you? Do you notice your mind bothers you? Who notices? Who notices? Well, I do. Who are you? Because you know who you are? Satchidananda. The consciousness that is aware of this mess that you built in there, and you built it. You built it by not handling reality. You stored the things that bothered you inside, and you carried them from day to day, year to year, and week to week, and across your entire lifetime. And now you have this entire collection of garbage inside, and you wonder why it's not okay in there. You wonder why it smells. And what spirituality means is, okay, that's why I'm not okay. I'm not okay because I can't handle what happened now. I can't handle reality. And I'm not okay because every bit that I couldn't handle before I stored inside of me. And now you wonder why you're not okay. You're not okay because you store all this garbage inside of you. And what about the future? It hasn't happened yet. Well, can I make one up? Yeah, okay, if you want to. Now you get disappointed if it doesn't happen, or you get scared because you made something up scary. I don't know. To me, the future will unfold day by day and kind of be here now. Why do I have to make one up? If my job is future appointment scheduling, that's my job. But this thing about how do I want life to be, and what if this happens again? I don't know if I want to get married because the past marriage was really made a mess, and how do I know it's not going to happen again? Go on, have fun, have fun. Now what if he does this, and what if she does that, and what if I get fired? I don't know. I want to buy a house, but I'm making all this money, but what if I get fired from my job, and then I won't be able to afford the house? Oh my God, no, I don't want to buy a house. It's called neurotic. So your past, you stored the stuff you didn't like. Your current moment, you can't handle reality, and therefore you project that into your dream of the future is going to include not having happened what bothered you in the past, and having happened what made you feel good in the past. So now you just made your own future. Is it going to happen? No, it will not happen. Reality will happen. So you catch on. I did this. Thank God I'm the one who did this, because I cannot do it. I don't have to do it. I just empowered you at a level that the 80s never would have empowered you. That was the age of empowerment. You are completely empowered. You're doing it. What do I do about it? Stop doing it. How? Okay, you want techniques. Oh my goodness. Start with, in the new book, I go very deep into it, Living Untethered. Start with what I call low-hanging fruit. Every minute of the day, you are bothering yourself about something. Why is he dry so slow? Why can't he do this? Why is it so hot? So you start with low-hanging fruit. What does that mean? There's no reasonable reason for you to be bothering about reality. It's hot. Fine, it's hot. It's raining. Fine, it's raining. She didn't call when she was supposed to call. Fine. You'll find out why later. You just keep letting go of the disturbance you're causing yourself. How do you do it? You can use mantra. You can use affirmation. You can use meditation. Find something that you feel comfortable with. Don't go jumping around all over the place. You're going to find out eventually what works is letting go. You'll find eventually what works is what I teach you. What do you mean? It's happening, and I notice that he's complaining about it in here. For what avail? None. It's raining. He doesn't like that it's raining. Too bad, buddy. So what do? You relax. What do you mean? What do you mean? You in there who notices that complaints going on in there about reality, you want to do something about it. I told you, there's a drive to do things about it. What you do about it is relax. You relax. What do you mean? You have hands in there that are very busy, pushing stuff around and grabbing. Relax. Don't do that. Relax inside. Oh, it's hard. Yep, it's hard for an alcoholic not to drink. It's hard for a drug addict not to do drugs. You go through withdrawal of yourself. Start with the small stuff. Just relax. It's okay. Relax. Don't try to change the part that's complaining to not complain. If it's in there saying, it's so hot, I don't like it, it's hot, I'm going to sweat, I don't want to go back to... There he is, being neurotic about something he can't change anyways. Okay? Relax. How can I relax? You can. You're in there. You can relax inside, deep inside. Relax. Let go. Relax. And all of a sudden it's getting a little more comfortable in there. Why? You didn't hang out with the complaining part. And it will start to fall away. This is your natural path. This is how you go from here to New York. You just, on a daily basis, you keep letting go of the stuff where you're bothering yourself for no reason. So you let that go. Then what happens is you learn how. You can actually learn how to let go. You learn how to not do this. And then something bigger happens that you have to deal with. Something that isn't just you bothering yourself. It's something you need to do. You get a flat tire at night in the road. Okay, first let go. Why? Because otherwise you're going to be a neurotic mess. You won't know what to do. You'll be scared. And who knows? You'll run in the middle of and get hit. Make it worse, right? Just let go. Let go of the neurosis. Let go of the complaining. This is reality. Let go. All right? Now look to see what you can do. Look to see what you can do to raise the situation. And that goes for everything. And eventually you'll realize it's not true that nothing good happens unless you make it happen. You're driving and all of a sudden somebody pulls up and stops and helps you, or a policeman comes by, or good things happen all the time. That's your path. That's the spiritual path. Letting go, but don't take big pieces. Don't do that. Just little ones, and you keep letting go, and that will take you there. It will take you the entire way. You just let go of the stupid stuff, then you let go of the bigger stuff, then you let go of your past. Well, it hurts. That's right. That's the burning sword again. Okay, it hurts. Once a great master, I once said something about Shakti was putting a lot of pressure on the point between my eyebrows. And I said, it's painful. And he said, who asked that? And I said, I raised my hand. I was in a seminar. And he said, that's the pain that ends all pain. That was in 1975, and I'll never forget those words. Right? That's the pain that ends all pain. That's very inspiring. Well, when the stuff comes up from the past that you stored, that's the pain that ends all pain. You want that to come up. You don't want that staying underneath, hidden, to where you have to deal with every moment of your life, be afraid it'll get hit. Come on, bring it up. Eventually you'll throw it a party. Come on up. I remember the moment that I said to my heart, come on, is that the best you can do? Hit me with your best stuff. And you're willing to say, I want this out of here. I don't want this in here. I'm not carrying this around in my life. Does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts. No pain, no gain. You do that with working out. No pain, no gain. When somebody's massaging you and they hit a spot, oh, right there. How'd you know that? It hurt. Oh, I see. So the pain's good. Just let go. And then eventually what will happen is, and I have to stop this way. I always stop this way. Right now your energy is being pulled to be driven out to try to protect yourself. You will get to a certain point, I guarantee you will get to a point if you do this, and it takes time, you keep letting go, where the tendency will not be to go out, it will be to go up. That's natural tendency. Something happens that starts to hurt, you don't have to do anything. It just causes the energy to go up. It transmutes. That which was pain becomes joy. That which was not liking something becomes love and compassion. It just naturally does it. You don't have to do it. You're not pulling strings. It's just learned that it's more beautiful up than it is down. And so it keeps letting go. And eventually it becomes so strong, literally. Master said there's a river of joy that flows inside of you. There is. It always flows up. And you start to feel it pulling you into it. Instead of the world pulling you into it, this is pulling you into it. The rush of holy waters. It just keeps rushing, literally, rushing up inside of you. And basically, eventually, the great ones let go and drowned in that. And then became one with the whole universe. Okay, there. I just started you from where you really are and where you're going, where that North Star is. Jagged.